Morning, it's Mike Zschunke at Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shift One Properties on our way to Paradise Valley meeting this morning. Quick talk about residential, we'll talk about the commercial market, and we'll talk about the economy a little bit. Just try to keep it to about 10 minutes here. Just touch on a few points. Let's see, the big story is still inventory. Let's see, multiple listing services about even. Maricopa County is just down a little bit. Scottsdale, we had one more single-family detached homes. Again, we look at single-family detached homes because that's more of a stable of who's coming to the area, who's moving out, who's moving into the area. But so inventory is about even from last week. We had existing home sales this week, up 3.4%. That was October from September. But interesting, year over year, we had a 3% increase in existing home sales. That's the largest, or that's actually the first increase in 3 years. So things are starting to move. Again, I think we're just being held back by inventory still. Redfin has a demand index. It's the number of people that clicks and whatever algorithm they use. That's up 17%. That's the first time since January 22 that it's been that high. So people are interested. People are starting to accept these interest rates. 7% on a 30-year fixed mortgage now. It's just perspective. Over the last 40 years, the average 30-year fixed rate is 6.71%. So people are getting used to this is where rates are. And I believe nobody knows, of course, where rates are going. But I think that's where we're going to be around. We really it'd be nice to get down to 6% on a 30-year fix. That really opens up a lot of money for people, especially like the first-time home buyers. Phoenix Business Journal came out with an article. They did a study over the last 10 years, people moving from California to Arizona. Over the last 10 years, it's averaged 173 people a day. It's a lot. Makes sense. Arizona, we have a flat income tax, 2.5%. California, average income tax is 13%. Corporate tax rate in Arizona is 4.9%. California, it's 8.4%. And that's why we're starting to see a lot of businesses move here. And people in general, it's just the cost of living is less. And as you probably know, if you've been watching a while, we make a lot of trips to see our kids in California. So it's a short drive. It's not bad at all. ABC Family had an article coming up that I caught my eye. They were talking about prices are up and inventory is up. And the comments concerned me a little bit. People were saying that the hedge funds are coming in and buying single-family houses. First of all, don't confuse Blackstone and BlackRock. Blackstone buys multifamily. BlackRock buys huge office properties, multifamily. Blackstone buys the single family. And even with that, they only own 0.5% of the 105 million single family homes in America. It's not a very big part of it. So, and I think Blackstone was only 0.05% of the owns of the single family detached homes. So yes, they're out there, but they don't really move markets. They're the institutional buyer, I guess I should say. Pay attention to the fraud out there. There's a lot of access on the internet. We're seeing more and more. Facebook Marketplace, especially with leases. They'll take your deposit and disappear. There's a lot of, I hear it, not every day, but don't speed in Paradise Valley. Not every day, but I hear often, people are selling listing properties. They're sending them to me on the Zillow and Redfins. They aren't authorized. They don't own that property. They're not ready to say they're not selling their property or renting it. But the hackers, scammers get there, and there's a lot of real estate is public information, so it's easier for them to get in and get pictures. So use an agent. If you're on the buy side, use an agent. Make sure you know what you're buying. Like I always say, due diligence is the most important part of buying real estate. If you own a property that's vacant or land, set up a Google search or Google alert with the address. You want to know when, if your property is being listed. I do know Maricopa County also has a title title fraud tool that they use. You can register your vacant land on Maricopa County and get any alerts if somebody tries to sell it. Let's see, Tina Tambor this week, she came out. Overall, we're a balanced market. You know, we've only been in a buyer's market over the past 15 years. We've only been in a buyer's market 4 times. And you'll hear that around the outlying areas that we're in a buyer's market. There's still, real estate is hyper-local, even neighborhood to neighborhood. Fountain Hills, Chandler, Scottsdale, Cave Creek, they're all still in a slight seller's market. Not a strong seller's market, but overall in the Phoenix area, we're pretty balanced. We've got off-market, a lot of stuff's happening off-market. 600,000 near PV High School, Bell Road and 51. Nice place. Let us know if you're looking for that. We've got a few properties off market, so if you're looking, give us a call. Commercial. Everybody's waiting for this debt maturation in commercial markets. Remember, commercial is financed short term, 5-10 years, often with variable interest rates. So there is a lot of debt maturing in 2025, but banks don't, as I've said before, banks don't want to hold the property. I think there's delinquencies. I know that delinquencies on outstanding debt is only 1.4% of the whole debt picture. So it's low. Back in 2010, it was almost 9%. So it's coming, but just keep an eye on it. Know it's out there, but still, it shouldn't scare you. Everybody has 2008 fresh in their mind. That was a long time ago. And that was bigger. That was the financing end of real estate. So that was a bigger picture. I really don't see that happening again. The amount of, whether it's residential or commercial, the amount of debt out there is pretty good quality debt. And, they're strong holders, I guess, of the debt. So Phoenix, we always look what's happening in the area. Metro City Center Mall started their demolition. Mayo Clinic announced off of North on 101 there. They announced their project, 120 acres of natural medical center. Puma Distribution opened up a big warehouse on 303. Procter & Gamble out in Coolidge. Who knew Coolidge was out there? They're opening a big $500 million. They're going to make Tide Pods and bounce dryer sheets out in Coolidge. So there's some deals out there. It's pretty raw land, but this sprawl is happening in the Phoenix area. Let's see. We had a neighborhood meeting with Ammo AZ. Check out Ammo AZ's Black Friday sale. It's pretty good. Pretty good, so check that out. Let's see, Axon Company, you know them as tasers, or they're really a body camera data company, but they got approval in Scottsdale to go ahead with that, with their headquarters. I think 1,200 residential units, kind of the live, work, play idea. Community, they're getting a lot of community pushback. It went through the zoning and planning, or I guess I should say the Scottsdale City Council approved their rezoning. But, there's a lot of apartments. There's 3,500 apartments going in across the street. That density, it's going to be busy. Hayden Road, that North 101 area. So that'll be neat. If they get that finished, that'll be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. They're going to get a lot of community pushback. But anyway, Fountain Hills Restaurant Auction, that reminds me. Coming up, bidding opens December 4th to December 17th. Should start just over $2 million. It's a beautiful view. We went to that restaurant a lot when it was open, and it was just terrible service. What did somebody say today? Terrible service, marginal food, but everybody went there because of the view. It's a great patio, great local, right by Fire Rock Country Club. So if that's a project you're interested in digging into, let us know. We'll get you registered. There's really no risk to register. You might get a deal. But I would expect it to go for about $2.5–3 million on that. It's 4,500 square foot office. Somebody can make a nice place there and do a good job. Let's see, economy. 10-year is trading, a real tight market. For a little bit there, the 10-year bond was real volatile. It's pretty tight trading now between 4.5%. There's a lot of pressure at 4.5%. Everybody talks about Fed rate cuts. As we've seen, the past 2 rate cuts, that does not affect your mortgage rate. They're different. They're different. There's a spread there between the Fed rate and the rates that banks lend to each other, and then the rates that the community gets, and the normal you and I. And there's a lot of factors going on there, but there's some talk. I don't think they might not cut again in December, but again, we've saw the past 2 cuts. That doesn't really affect your mortgage rates. In fact, mortgage rates went up, or about 7% right now. Powell says he's not in a hurry to address this. There is some upward slight pressure on bringing inflation back. So, of course, nobody knows what's going to happen with that. There's a lot of experts out there that say they do, but they don't. They look at the geopolitical turmoil now. I'm surprised that's not affecting the markets more. It's a big deal, I think, but the markets seem to be ignoring it. Remember, bonds are a flight to safety. When the world's going crazy, people buy U.S. bonds. It's the most solid investment in the world. So then buy bonds, prices go up, rates go down. So, but we're not really seeing that. Again, 10-year bonds just hanging around between 4 and 4.5%. So again, we'll keep an eye on it. But it really comes down to the labor market. People are working. I did read household credit card debt is 8% higher than it was last year. It's an all-time high. Walmart CEO came out and said that people are still buying little trinkets and they're buying on credit. So it's a little scary, when your credit card rate is 25%, 25%, that it's a little scary that people keep spending and keeping this economy moving. But, it is what it is. Again, that's all noise. It's our job to take the emotion out of your real estate deal. U.S. dollar's strong. If you bought a property in Arizona 2010 to 2015 and you're from Canada, if you earn your money in Canadian dollars, you are killing it. You're 50% on the currency exchange alone. So I would think we'll start seeing some of those come on the market, residential and commercial. But it's always a good time. So anyway, that's all noise. Our job is to get you where you want to be. Take the emotion out of the deal, get your offer in, whether it's residential, commercial, land. Sit down, see what you're looking for, see what your real estate goals are, and see what we can do for you. What do we say? Facilitate, educate, and advise. So we're going to run into this meeting here real quick. And next week's Thanksgiving, so it's going to be kind of a funny week. But again, just thankful every day. That's even when you're struggling, you always remember that, somebody didn't wake up today. So, people woke up on the dirt somewhere in the world. And, just be thankful every day Just be thankful every day. That's it. So thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We'll check in later. Have a great day. Be smart, be safe. And again, just pick up the phone. Give us a call. 203-733-5877. And we're here to help. Thanks. Bye.